Good afternoon and welcome to this, your daily briefing. Now, I have to confess, we've recorded a Hotspurs half hour. It was great to be back dealing with ODM again, but I have to tell you, the sound quality is abysmal. And I don't know about you, but listening to two people, like they're both in the back of different vans shouting at each other, and there's a time delay and all the rest of it. So if anybody has a paid solution or otherwise, I'd be really interested to have a discussion with you. But the phrase that pays here is that we're not in the same room. So if there's a solution whereby two people using whatever technology is available, I bought a subscription to that Zoom thing, doesn't bloody work. May as well have been, yogurt pots in the playground, does not work. Maybe it's a problem that isn't solvable, but if you have any experience or rock solid knowledge in that field, I'll pop my email in the top of the description thing and let's have a conversation. I'd be immensely pleased to talk it through, because what we have at the moment just does not work. The other cheery note that I have to breach with you is the fact that I've just watched Nuno's presser for the Wolves game. We're in a world of trouble. Smell the form. The form is appalling. This is after the Chelsea game, and I'll put the graphic up nice and slow, but it's all the same. It's miserable. If you compiled a league table based upon these disciplines, then these are the spots where Tottenham would currently be. Shots per game, 19th. Shots received per game, 18th. Goals, 17th. Expected goals, 19th. Possession, 15th. Successful pressures, I'm not sure what they are, but you probably get the drift, 20th. Tackles won, 19th. Successful take-ons, 18th. Progressive carries, 19th. Progressive carry distance, 20th. Percentage of aerial duels won, 15th. Let me tell you something. I'm not trying to, I'm always, let's not be hysterical here. This is relegation form. Smell the form. Breathe it in. Inhale it. Let it fill your lungs. This is the form of a club heading for relegation. Now, you may think a handful of games into the season that this is just absolute lunacy that I'm spouting. But I told you before, when this guy's name was in the frame, I found it really difficult to believe that a guy who'd achieved not very much of note, hadn't screwed up completely, but had done nothing mesmerising at Wolverhampton Wanderers, who did not wish to continue with his contract. You can mutual this and mutual that all you want. Don't dress it up with me because I'm not a child. They did not wish to continue with his contract. I did not believe that he was going to arrive with pockets deep full of fairy dust. That he was going to sprinkle all over the rejects, the remnants, the deadwoods and the I don't want to be here's. And guess what? Nothing in his pockets but Daniel Levy's orange peel. And he sounds broken to me. I understand from talking to my pals I meet down the pub, some of them are Wolves fans, that he's not comfortable doing pressers. I would, if I had the time, perhaps dig through the archive and see if he comes across more easily, more fluently in, that's a good word to struggle over, isn't it? More fluently. But his eyes looked to me like they were kind of welling up. You couldn't see anybody more uncomfortable, did not want to be there, did not want to be an ambassador for the brand. There's no positivity radiating off of this guy at all. And I find it predictable, but more to the point, I find it immensely worrying. I don't see where he's got to go. He can't get a tune out of any of this lot. He's playing Dele Alli on the basis that he's been told to, but you can't blame him, because even if Dele Alli was deported, went into outer space, who would you replace him with? Because we don't have anybody. Sure, there's injuries, but Steven Bergwijn, he's injured, but is he really any good? No, he's miles away. Players that came back from South America, not fit. There was the reason that we looked better in the first half against Chelsea, and somebody posted earlier, and listen, I'm not trying to start a fight here, but I'm sat here watching on a very good television set using the 17 different cameras that Sky Sports have got in the ground. Don't tell me you had to be there. Spurs' energy levels petered out just as the half-time whistle came, and Tuchel had the tactical wherewithal and the personnel to implement a change. Something that this poor guy doesn't have. I mean, his words, I've got notes here that I wrote the other day after the thing, and I have to say, in the bulk of it, the whole thing's just overwhelmingly sad. That's what we're up against here. Nuno, after Tottenham failed to register a single shot attempt against Crystal Palace in the first half. We controlled the game in the first half. We took the game to them. We had so many chances. This guy is in absolute denial. Absolute denial. Dele Alli. This is our best half of the game, yeah? Don't forget that. This is our best half. And you had to be there to see it, because it's only when you're there you can really see it. Dele Alli versus Chelsea. Chances created, 0. Key passes, 0. 1 successful dribble. 1 successful ground duel. 1 no fouls. 1 no shots. Made no crosses. Completed no long balls, and he lost possession 7 times. And I think from memory 2 or 3 of those were in his own half. Waste of rations. And you can't, do you know, it's so difficult for a player that's never delivered with any sense of consistency. It's so difficult to say he's a shadow of his former self. I mean, Eric Dyer, this is supposed to be an influential character in the dressing room. And this is after the 3 fragile first games, and then getting walloped 3-0 twice on the bounce, once by a bunch of deadbeats and once by a club that's going to finish up the top of the table. You know where Palace are in the league, by the way, don't you? Yeah, have you seen the league table? They're at the bottom 2 or 3 clubs. Absolute junk. Oh, mustn't speak so nicely about Palace. He did put 3 past us. Absolute toss, waste of space. Eric Dyer, you know, one of our long-standing players. I think the important thing is that we are under no illusions after the first 3 games. We had a lot to work on. That's after winning 1 goal in open play. I think we're going in the right direction. There was a great first 45 minutes, and now we need to find the consistency where we can do that for 90. Is he on drugs? I'd have him yanked and urine and blood tested, stuck in an isolation cell. Surely nobody could be wandering around on that class of money a week and be that stupid. Glenn Hoddle understands football. Dombele, in the end, he has got to get himself fit to play football. He's not fit enough, the lad. He's got ability. Now, I hate to trail it on to you, but this is our current club record signing. And he's on £200,000 a week. He's not fit. He can't play for an entire 90 minutes. That was his first Premier League start, or whatever it was. I'm sure there's some pedant and they say, oh no, he played 15 minutes against so-and-so. Not interested. This is his first proper start of the season. And he's sweating up like a racehorse after 20 minutes. Didn't have it in him. The apologists need to be dealt with. And they need to be dealt with swiftly and severely. Oh, we've got injuries. Oh, we've got games mounting up. Oh, we've got this. Oh, there was the international break. Oh, the transfer window was a fantastic opportunity for the club to address areas where there were issues, where we needed to get more players in. Not for the window, not for the cosmetics, but for players that we were crying out for. And this is the loser mentality, proffering excuses. Oh, give him time. To what point purpose? So I tell you what I'd do, and this won't be popular because it's such a move. I'd get rid of him. Nuno's got to go. Nuno's got to go. And I fully understand and embrace the fact that it won't change an iota, the club, because it won't alter the squad. And it will just put us back into the cycle where Ryan Mason comes in. But what it will do, it will humiliate the board of Enic. And it's all they deserve. Stop giving them your money. Stop spending. Why are you spending? You're not helping the football. You're not helping the football team. What are you supporting? You're supporting the repayments, the profit shares of an investment company. This club needs new owners. And unfortunately, despite me banging on about how fundamentally underwhelmed and borderline stupid I thought this soul harvesting device of a shopping centre build was. And I watched something the other day, God help me, I watched something the other day, and there's a lad on one of these podcasts, and he goes, it's not debt, it's like a mortgage. What is wrong with you? If you went into your place of work and spoke like that, you would lose your job. Unless you're packing biscuits, you would lose your job in any sector. If you tried to argue that a mortgage of this size, £1 billion worth of pain, or 700,000, whatever it is, worth of pain, if you tried to argue that it was nothing to worry about. And I tell you something else, I had a brief look, and I'm going to have a proper look, that the Swiss Ramble brought out some numbers on Manchester United. Yeah, hit by COVID, but not to the extremes that Daniel Levy's claiming. And again, I'll bore you and remind you that before they'd even finished building the bloody thing, he was talking about Brexit affecting the cost of things. Levy, the Levy apologists, you people, you're the same clowns who have been hiding for the last 18 months. Oh, because of COVID. Sorry, I couldn't answer the phone because of COVID. Society appears to be full of weak-willed fools. Oh, it's Brexit. Why haven't you got the thing I need? Oh, yeah, it's Brexit. In what respect is it Brexit? Oh, well, now I think about it, it's really it's the after effects of COVID. Who are you talking to? Who do you think is that stupid in the audience? Anybody that believes that a man producing relegation form statistics like Nuno, who looks the way he does, please, I urge you, if it's not on my channel, on somebody else's, look at the man in the press conferences. This is beyond uncomfortable. He's completely out of his comfort zone. He knows he's got nothing up his sleeve. And he's talking about we've got to solve problems, relationships, and this whole holistic mumbo jumbo. He's not saying anything. He doesn't have a plan. His plan is to go and see who's fit and see if he can bundle 11 lads together. That's his plan. That's his strategy. Honestly, I'm at my wit's end. And as I say, I fully appreciate that getting rid of Nuno isn't going to help anybody, but it will shame the people that put him there in the first place. Getting rid of Mourinho, the people that were doing the Mourinho out stuff, and the sorry, soppy, half-witted Manchester United fans who came out of the woodwork. Oh yeah, he's really horrible. Yeah, we sure, we won stuff, but you got to look beyond that, haven't you? Left the place in a poisoned tatter. Children, bitter, upset, salty, rubbish virgins. Those were the people talking. People's whose opinions weren't worth courting. Nasty man, yeah. 6 days before a cup final. We used to be a cup side, but you don't care about that, do you? You know, when you've got what did they have? Kids there with guitars, hermaphrodites with guitars, buskers. And there were people dancing around brooms in this. Got the feeling to it, that place, of an airport. Oh yeah, we're drinking beaver oil or whatever it is. Yeah, we're having a party. Up the Spurs. Time wasters. Children and time wasters. So, I enjoy your DNA. Enjoy the Tottenham way. 1 goal scored in open play. Turgid football. I wish I could leave you on a more upbeat note, but I don't think you deserve it. I think many of you are absolutely disconnected with this whole thing. And you just look at Spurs as something, just this mindless, merry-go-round of mumbling. And it's soul-destroying. It's absolutely soul-destroying. I was talking to somebody about the stadium sponsorship the other day. And it's great. It's good to talk because you can talk things through and get ideas to, And one of the massive reasons that we've not obtained any sponsorship, and we've been trying since before a brick was laid, is the fact that sponsors like to invest in clear ideas, in clear visions. And what is this thing? This multi-million-pound food court that was designed to have this sort of chameleon element to it. So there's no Jimmy Greaves statue because, please, we don't want to put don't want the NFL crowd, all those people that come to us twice a year pretending to be American. Don't want them being confused or asking too many questions. We're the home to a football team that doesn't win anything, that's hoping that Guns N' Roses will start another world tour before they all die. Absolutely pathetic. Or maybe I'm wrong. I double dare you. There's a comment section. Tell me where I'm wrong. Don't tell me I'm boring, because that's like saying, you've got a silly beard and you've got silly glasses. Don't give me all that. Tell me where I'm wrong. And give me specifics. Don't tell me it's going to be better tomorrow or it's going to be wonderful in the future. Tell me where I'm wrong. Tell me how this isn't a car crash. And before you do that, you've got to watch this week's presser. Because you can't watch that and keep a straight face. I've gone way over. Good luck. Keep it Tottenham.